I started 2025 with a trip to Paris. I went to 8 museums in 3.5 days. One of those was the Louvre. I spent 5 hours there mesmerized by all the art. It made me feel so inspired, so happy, so in touch with myself. And most of all, so positive about the future. It's a massive museum with truly something for everyone. I had been before when I was young, but it was really fun to go all by myself. The courtyard of sculptures was probably one of my favorite parts, along with the Apollo Gallery. I walked around Paris with my hands freezing, going from museum to museum, stopping at cafes and bakeries along the way. I saw so much art, especially so much good art, in such a short time period. Even now, looking back on this footage, it feels so magical to me, similar to how it felt actually being there. The fashion scene in Paris also just felt so different, much more classical, with a focus on craftsmanship. And I loved learning more about designers who made it big there, from Yves Saint Laurent's personal library to Azzedine Alaïa's work, which was contrasted against furniture and looked really cool. That trip taught me a lot about myself. I realized I don't really like Picasso all that much, which may be a controversial opinion. Most of all, it made me think a lot about what I wanted out of the year, and it was a fantastic start to the year. Surrounded by so much history and beauty, I was so in the moment, not caught up in my mind. It all felt like a dream that for once I was living instead of thinking it. I have a tendency to live in my head too much, but when engaging with art, it brings me into the present in a very grounding way. It was cold in Paris, but I felt on fire in the best way possible. Before I knew it, I was back on the Eurostar to London, back to reality and back to a job I didn't like, the one that fired me 5 months later. Unemployment didn't bother me at first. It was spring, the air felt lighter, the sun warmer, and I had time to actually go look at art again. I saw some of the best exhibitions in London this past summer, Do Hoso at the Tate Modern and Yoshitomo Nara at the Hayward Gallery. I went to so many museums, from large institutions to much smaller galleries. Besides the art, I just really love spending time in museums. They feel very safe and slightly disconnected from the real world. I love listening to people around me, their conversations, the questions that come up. I love hearing my footsteps on the wooden floors of these beautifully renovated old buildings, and most of all, I just love being surrounded by beauty. And it's not just any beauty, it's beauty with substance, with meaning, with stories behind it. Or it's purely for the sake of decoration, something that modern design is often lacking. The last exhibition I saw in 2025 was the Marie Antoinette exhibition at the V&A. It was so good. It felt almost as magical as the 5 hours I spent at the Louvre earlier this year, and it gave me that same feeling of hope and inspiration. Life has a weird way of circling around like that. "2025 didn't really go according to plan, but all the time spent in museums made it worthwhile for me. It helped me learn about myself, it made me feel good when I was overwhelmed by life, and it got me out of the house when my other interests didn't. Art has many different shapes and meanings, from high to low, classical to modern, but most of all it has the innate ability to inspire creation itself, and that makes this past year time well spent. Even though it wasn't a good year, there were some good parts.